Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure everything's set up correctly. Tico Tits. Tico Tits is doing the most. Shout out to Tico Tits. I love my Tinkle Tits. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I have the mic position a little bit more up, and so it might be a little bit off. Now, hopefully the sound is okay. And if I have to get it closer to me, I will. But I just don't want the mic like right over here. But I go crazy. Jill's in the chat, y'all. Drop some hearts for Jill. Now, I'm so glad Jill is in the chat because I posted this on my community wall. Y'all put some hearts in the chat if you've been gifted. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jill. Thank you. Jill, for those that don't know, y'all may not know about Jill, but I'm gonna tell you about Jill. Okay, Jill is a channel friend. She actually is a person that worked in the industry as a celebrity fixer. Hold up. She worked in the industry as a celebrity fixer. And Jill, I remember when I first met Jill, she was sending me pictures of like celebrities and her, and she's got some stuff to tell. Okay, so one day Jill hit the link and she gave us some insider info on some things that we didn't even know. Like for me, I didn't really know, but what is a celebrity fixer exactly? So she explained it for us. So shout out to Jill. Well, Jill has agreed to talk to us on a pre-recorded conversation. And I put this on the community wall. I want you guys, if you have questions specifically for Jill about what was her celebrity fixing, like what does she do? What does she know? What insider? Y'all go ask it on the community wall, and I'm going to bring those questions over to our conversation. So I put it up here and it says, I will be having a pre-recorded conversation with Jill, a former celebrity fixer. Okay. She has the insider on Chris Brown, cast members from Criminal Minds, and Danny Masterson. And let me just say, I'm not going to say too much other than what she told me this morning about Danny Masterson. Shouldn't surprise anybody at this point. It really, really shouldn't. So, what questions would you like to ask? Please comment below. All right. So, go to that community wall, make those little comments. You guys drop some hearts for Jill because Jill has been amazing. Okay, Jill, you are amazing, and I appreciate everything. Just like everybody of my supporters, like Sylvia, like Wim, like all of you guys, like Mana, like everybody, Nebby, Morris, y'all are amazing. Thank you, Iron Rabbit. By the way, Iron Rabbit, I was reading your mile mark, channel mark very fast. I didn't realize it was 10 months. Thank you so much. Not 10 members. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you, thank you. I'm unmedicated and I have ADHD, and that's just how life is. You know what I mean? That's just how life is. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I would see Meredith says, I would like to know when Scientology is going to be exposed. That's a great question. But with time, Meredith, with time. CR has been a member for a month. Thank you, CR. Thank you, CR. Now, ADAS understood the assignment. You don't say hello. You say, I've arrived. I'm here. When you come to the channel, that's going to be our thing. It's not going to be like, hey, everybody, how are you? No, it's going to be, I'm here. I've arrived. You can start now, Rabbit. Katie, we see each other, love. I swear we're unmedicated with ADHD. That's like a recipe for craziness, don't you think? It's amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Tico Tits got us started. Thank you for the 1999. I'm diagnosed. Hashtag gayed HD. Oh, Tinkle Tits. Shout out to Tinkle Tits. You always had a way of making me laugh. Sylvia says, we love you, Rabbit, just the way you are. Thank you. I hope that y'all love me and accept me. Now, let me just say this, okay? I was thinking about this. I said, I was so productive when I was medicated. You know what I mean? I was so productive when I was medicated, and I might one day. I've been off meds for like a good 4 years now, something like that. So I mean, it might be a good idea. I don't know, man. I think this channel has permitted me to be unmedicated and get away with shit. So I love it. Anyways, it is what it is. Okay. Hi, Rabbit actually gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, love. Y'all put some hearts in the chat if you've been blessed. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. Thank you, Iron Rabbit, my love. Thank you. And thank you for being a member for 10 months. We love you unconditionally. No, that was my mistake. It was not your mistake. That was me. I was reading too fast and I'm unmedicated. Thank you, Justice. All right, y'all. Y'all are amazing and y'all stop. Okay, I've arrived unmedicated here. Shout out to you. Hold up. I got to read somebody else. Tu mamá says, ya llegué, ya puedes empezar. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tu mamá said in Spanish, I've arrived. You can start now. See, I love it. Thank you, tu mamá. Shout out to you, love. All right. Whew. All right, I quit. Just joking. Let's get started. Just make sure you guys go to my community wall and put some questions, some real questions for Jill. I'm excited to have her on my channel. Thank you, Jill, for your time. And we're actually going to have a pre-recorded conversation on Friday. So that'll be dropping, within that time frame. So I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Where do we get started? Listen, Linda. Y'all want to talk about Lisa Frank? First of all, I feel like I'm wearing like a Lisa Frank kind of shirt. Okay, let me put this out here. Okay, Lisa Frank. There has been a documentary about Lisa Frank that was released. I believe it was like released 2 weeks ago, and the people are kind of starting to talk about it, which this is great. Okay, now full disclosure, I've always felt like, it was very easy to grow out of anything Lisa Frank because it was, a lot of colors, a lot of things. I was growing up, I love to collect stickers. Loved them, loved stickers. I remember that was my thing. I loved stationery. I still love a lot of stationery. Stationery is like my thing. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit of a coping skill, stationery, stickers, different things. So they did a documentary on Lisa Frank on Amazon Prime, and I happened to watch it. And I know, Sylvia, you watched it too, all right? And we were talking about it on Discord. Now, let me just say this. I feel like it was weird growing up because you had these adults that were making products for myself and others that were kids around that time, right? Like some of this was like for the 80s and 90s. I was a 90s kid. So like if you grew up between the 80s and the 90s, you might have like really, really been like a Lisa Frank fan. Your Trapper Keepers, your little stickers with the unicorns and the dolphins. To me, I didn't really like that. Like I couldn't get out of the damn animals having big eyes. I'm like, it's all right. I understood a little bit more behind all of this, Lisa Frank stuff. Okay, so I watched the documentary, Glitter and Greed. Where is Lisa Frank now after the rise and fall and resurgence of the iconic 90s brand? Now, I didn't think she went away because I still see some stores carrying Lisa Frank stuff, but I didn't realize that how poorly some of her employees were treated. Some of these artists that created the stickers and the Trapper Keepers and the dolphins and the, big-eyed animals, they were really treated like shit. Like, honestly. So it was Lisa Frank and her husband, Frank Green, okay? Then they had 2 children, Forrest Green, and I forgot the other one's name. I'll have to look it up. But there were 2 sons, okay? And it sounds like this was she met Frank. She marries Frank. Brings him in as her artist. So she brings him in as her artist. They start working together. The company didn't really know that they were dating. And so it looked like this was like a really close-knit company. They all worked together. They designed these artsy stuff together. Lisa Frank really blew up. And I mean, what you see is what you get when it comes to Lisa Frank. Like she literally was like a walking, I don't know, sticker because she would dress the part. She loved the color. She did what she did. Okay. Well, it turns out too that there was a lot of like really like a really weird culture when it came to this company, right? A lot of employees were, not treated well. A lot of employees, like there's somebody that died while they were working. They were paid nothing in this company. You had a lot of struggling artists, and they stayed there for Lisa. You said like Betsy Johnson. Ooh, CRC. I love Betsy Johnson. Oh, please don't tell me that Betsy Johnson is one of them. I mean, nothing should surprise me at this point, but I do love me Betsy Johnson. I've had a couple of Betsy Johnson attires, purses, jewelry. I have a jewelry piece. It's just my favorite. Like it's different. You know what I mean? Thank you, Donnie's like it's the Neo and the glitter vomit explosion. And Bijor, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Love. Thank you. Let me put a heart in the chat. All right. Thank you. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for blessing my channel, y'all. Yes. I like the Hello Kitty stuff. And then I started like when you start finding the meaning of things, it hits a little bit different. Yeah, they got paid like $8.50 an hour. Like they weren't even right at minimum wage in like the 2000s, and they're making art pieces, and then they're getting treated like shit. It's crazy. But anyways, so people wrote a little piece on them. The docuseries Glitter and Greed, the Lisa Frank story exploded, why the stationery empire disappeared after decades of success. Now, the sad part about Lisa Frank, right? Because she like left, she had a lot of lawsuits. She had her divorce. She tried to come up with, reemerge. It wasn't happening. The people, the 80s and the 90s kids had grown up. I mean, then you had like, what is it? They try to do like the iconic people Barbie type of makeup with the glitter and the stuff. Yes, you said you should. If you like Betsy Johnson, you should check out my artwork. Yes, love. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I love a little retro. It's something about that. I'm very much like, I don't know. I love colors, and I love certain colors, and I love certain colors in a certain way. But I love Betsy Johnson's style. She's just amazing. She's great. She's an artist. So yes, her name is actually Lisa Frank. I had the same question too, because I never really looked into Lisa Frank, but her name is actually Lisa Frank, and she's done a couple of interviews. Okay. And so she marries this artist in the company, and they kind of build this company, and the company blows up, but they treat their employees like shit. They really do. They don't pay their employees well. And this was really a good documentary to kind of tell that side of their story of what they saw, their own like what their experience was working with somebody like Lisa Frank and Frank Green. Okay. I don't think his name is James Green. Why am I calling him Frank Green? Sorry, y'all. All these names. So this is her. She don't look like that anymore, by the way. She big hair, a lot of colors. I think she still wears a lot of colors, my understanding, but she don't really like taking pictures too much. She really doesn't. Okay. So, by the way, okay, she came back and she partnered with a makeup company, like what in 2007. And she really, really did make companies really bad. Like she didn't do well by them. She really screwed them over, and she asked for a lot of money, and it was bad. She partners with certain individuals, but she's really good about taking people's, allegedly, in my opinion, because I know she's very litigious. I mean, the lady will sue her own son. So to me, if you're suing your own son, that tells me a lot. That tells me you don't give a shit about anybody. Okay. Allegedly, in my opinion. Okay. But anyways, so she is taken from other people's brands and artistries to build her own self. So she's really shown herself. They said that her behavior has been very erratic. It's a lot. Even in the company. I mean, she was alleging that her husband at the time was having an affair with the woman that was firing people. The lady is here being interviewed, and she's like, I never had an affair with her husband. And then the people were mad at her because she had fired so many people. She's like, well, I was just doing my job. Yo, they fired somebody who needed to leave home because they had been staying longer, and they're a diabetic. Like they got laid off over being a diabetic. I'm like, that's the kind of stuff that'll get you lawsuits. Somebody had a heart attack or they died, and then it was business as usual. All right, keep working, y'all. Nothing to see here. The trauma out of seeing somebody drop dead in their, warehouse. So it was really, really cool to see these artists come forward and say, hey, listen, I'm behind the little cute little leopard dolphin with the balls and the big eyes. I'm behind that. I'm behind the unicorn with the glitters. I am that person. So there's just so many moving parts to this. You Kraken. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, James, it's definitely, I think that the company was very much a cult, so they operated that way, that they didn't really respect, people. Like these people had a lot of money and they didn't give a shit about, giving people raises or giving people like there was a woman who said that she had a business trip that she had to attend with Lisa Frank, and her husband got into a horrible car accident, and broke multiple bones. Okay. And the lady got mad at her and said to her, you're never going to get an opportunity like this. You'll never have an opportunity like this. And I said, well, wait a minute. She don't care about that because she's thinking about her husband, And so now it's like, I mean, the building, I guess, which is in Tucson, Arizona, by the way, they've done a couple of collabs with like Caseify and stuff like that, but they really effed up a couple of brands. And here's one of the sons. His name is Forrest Green. Okay, this is one of them, and he's closer to mom. There was like a split that happened between the kids, right? And then there is where's the other one? Because it's Forrest. Is it Hunter? Hunter Green was the other one. It was the oldest one, and he chose to be with his dad. So there was that. And he's spoken out against his mother as well many, many times. But here, I gotta show you guys just how iconic. I guess the building is still running and they're doing businesses with like Caseify and other folks. They did a collab with Morphe. Okay, so there's Morphe that did a collab, but they stole the idea of the Trapper Keeper from another makeup company. It's just so crazy. So crazy. You said, Rabbit, have you seen the British TV show Flack with Anna Paquin? It's a firm that's all about celebrity fixers, what lengths they'll go and control. No, I'll check it out though. I'll write that down. I'll get that here in a minute, okay? I've never seen it. I'll check it out. Does she still have money? She does. She does. I mean, she really she stole from the other companies too. In my opinion, I think that she just did them wrong. She did a deal with them. She was very excited and she gets very possessive about certain things. And I mean, it sounds like from what they've said, her behavior is very erratic. Was it Glamour Dolls? I think it was Glamour Dolls. Hold up. Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank. They had like a whole lawsuit. Okay. And I mean, this was a huge thing. You had Jen Love talk about it. This was like the worst makeup launch ever. And so Glamour Dolls was like this indie beauty brand, okay, that essentially sued Lisa Frank, okay? And because she didn't uphold the business practices. Lord have mercy, Business Insider. I am not renewing my membership with you. Y'all are too expensive. What we need to know about the Lisa Frank documentary. In 2016, a small New Jersey-based vegan makeup company called Glamour Dolls reached out to the LFI to do a collab, okay? And when they did that collab, it didn't go very well. It basically bankrupted that company, and it messed up a lot of things for them. I mean, they did a lot of raising money his name is James Crane. That's her ex-husband. To get their brand started off the ground. The employees spoke very ill about James Green, that he was just like this really abusive person, the way that he was managing things. And then you had Rhonda Roulette, the enforcer, the person that was firing people, but also being accused of having an affair with James Green. I mean, it's a really interesting documentary to hear different sides of this. Then Lisa Frank, and James Green divorce. And that was very contentious. It was a lot of craziness, I guess, that happened for them. I mean, it was good that people should be divorced if they're not getting along. I support divorces, especially if it's not a good thing for you. So this is the founder of Glamour Dolls. Okay, so there were some licensing issues happening. So by the mid 2010s, Lisa Frank had ceased manufacturing. The factory closed in 2013, and they were still licensing out of art to other producers. In 2016, a small New Jersey-based vegan makeup company called Glamour Dolls reached out to LFI to do a collaboration. The two companies signed licensing agreements and launched a Kickstarter campaign, which immediately went viral. Even though LFI was no longer manufacturing, the 2010s saw a massive wave of 90s nostalgia, which Glamour Dolls had planned on leaning into. Glamour Dolls' two co-founders, there was Peter and Jessica Romano, spoke to filmmakers about the deal ultimately ruined their reputations, and the company with Romano eventually filing for bankruptcy. So it really ruined them to do this deal with Lisa Frank, because the lady was just some kind of special lady. You know what I mean? I recommend it. Y'all watch it. Let me know what you guys think about it if you do watch it, because it's interesting, y'all. You said she's nuts. She has a guilty conscience. Well, I mean, shout out to my artsy people, but aren't the artsy people a little bit nuts? Like, I would assume that, the likes of Betsy Johnson, I mean, we all got a little bit of nuts. I'm just saying. Maybe, I don't know. Because they're so artsy and entrepreneurial. Maybe I'm making an excuse for this lady and I don't want to. Oh my God, Sylvia. Thank you. Listen, I just got the phone buzz. Thank you, Sylvia. Aw, thank you, love. I'm about to give me some Lisa Frank. Girl, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh. Yo, thank you, love. Shout out to Sylvia. Y'all drop some hearts in the chat. Yes, I've separated several years. I need a divorce. That's Whitney. Shout out to Whitney. Yeah, I can't lie. I went to art school and I'm a little nuts. Kraken, you know that the artsy people are a little bit nuts. Like, don't you got to be a little bit nuts to be artsy? Now, listen, there's a difference between being nuts and being abusive and being narcissistic and targeting people. That's different. Like, don't be doing that, girl. No. But the artsy people are a little nuts. And guess what? I love me some nuts. I love the nutty art people. I really do. I feel like I have a little bit of that in me, but I'm not in an artist kind of way. I love paintings. I love color. I love different things. I have an attraction for the color purple. Somebody said I had to do something with my horoscope, purple and gold. Like, I love that. Maybe that's why I dyed my hair purple, because I've always wanted to. But yeah, like, I love the art. I have a good appreciation for the arts. Chris is 20 minutes late and is like, listen, Rabbit, I've arrived. You may start the show. Shout out to Chris. I'm loving these comments of y'all are late and we're starting the show. Yeah, Tico, it's like artsy people are the best, right? I remember I went to Frida Kahlo exhibit, right? Y'all know who Frida Kahlo is. If you're an artist, you know who it is. And I literally I got lost. I didn't realize like and this is maybe like my my other side of my head, right? Because very little things attract my attention when it comes to my ADHD. But I got really lost in Frida Kahlo's art. When you actually look at her artwork and try to find like some kind of meaning behind it, it's really deep. I love it. So yeah, so I got lost in that, and it was something else. Yes, exactly. So I love it. Now, you said my crayons never seem to stay in the lines. Well, that's the best kind of art, Sylvia. You know that? Really is. But anyways, if you don't have anything to do, I know the holidays are coming. I suggest y'all watch it because it's interesting to know the people behind the art, and get the story, get the scoop, directly from those that were living it, and the things that they saw, being there and everything. All right, do we go to Luigi Mangione or do we go to Amber Heard? You know what? We're gonna do Amber Heard here in a little bit. Okay, let's do Luigi Mangione. Okay. So Luigi Mangione is like trending, y'all, because he is wearing like the right kind of sweaters. Now, y'all are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say it. To me, Luigi Mangione looks like a Zac Efron version of Ted Bundy. hmm 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 I said it, but he had court. Okay, he had court today. All right, and he had court today, and the people are looking different things. Look at Tinkle. Now, let me just say this. Let me say this. You don't see the Efron? I don't know what it is. I see the Efron because y'all were talking about what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal. I see the Efron. I'm gonna pull it. Listen, let me pull it. Zac Efron. See, I've searched this so many times that Google already knows what I'm looking for. Uh, the movie that he plays when he plays Ted Bundy. I'm sorry, y'all. It's giving Ted Bundy to me. It's giving Zac Efron's version of Ted Bundy. You see Efron, I see Efron more when he played Ted Bundy. Okay. Let me see. You see now, y'all see it? Y'all don't see, some people don't see it. You see a little Efron? Okay, all right. You know what, Lorenza? Lorenza, I'm with you on that one. Okay. A killer named Luigi was never in my 2024 bingo card. It just wasn't. Like I wasn't thinking, yep, Luigi Mangione is going to make this is the kind of crime that he's going to do. Mana, you see it too. You see it. Hey, Rhonda, no worries, love. Shout out to you. But it's giving that, like it's giving that. Luigi looks like an ex I will never forget, and I ain't mad about it, says it funny. All right, let's get to this article, y'all, because we'll be here forever if I hear what's going on. Have you seen James? Hold up, hold up. Have you seen a picture of Davy Franco? No, Cheeks, I have not. I am not. Does it look like him? Y'all, apparently this guy looks like everybody. Okay, well, all right. Let's get it together. Okay, so the man accused of fatally shooting the CEO of United Healthcare is expected to be arraigned Monday, which was today, in a Manhattan court on state murder and terror charges. Okay. So Luigi Mangione pleads not guilty to murder and weapons charge in the United Healthcare CEO's death. All right. So the man, so he pled not guilty. Now let me understand this. All right. Do we have DNA? Is there, because I thought that there was like DNA already for this. Because at this point, if there is no DNA and all we have is these images, is it really him with the separated eyebrows, uneyebrows? See, he's got like this, y'all. Like he's like, his other eyebrows look like this in the picture, and then it's like this. If you're watching me on TV, I'm sorry, but I just had to reenact that. Because literally one of the pictures is like his eyebrows are right here, and then the other one, it's like this. They had fingerprints. Okay, okay. All right. Well, Lindsay, the TLDR is that Luigi Mangione is the man that has been accused to have shot the CEO from the United Healthcare. All right. So he was arraigned. That's where we're at right now. That is the shortest I can give you at this point. Yeah, so the reason why this is a bit of a a situationship, you have Luigi Mangione, who people believe is not the killer of the CEO United Healthcare person, okay? Brian Thompson. People have said that the eyebrows aren't eyebrowing when they first released the picture. It's not him. It's not him when they first capture. Now, let me just say this. To be fair, I've seen different versions of the eyebrows. Like, here you go. You got these eyebrows right here. which look like the eyebrows that were first shown. Yeah, where's the fingerprint? Chris Blessing's like, Rabbit, this is the eyebrow defense. Yes, it is. A big Perry Mason moment as they walked through the courtroom and said, listen, you have a big old you have a big old divide on your eyebrows. That cannot be you. Lord have mercy. Tico says, I'm gonna need you to calm down. But anyway, so he's being accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare, and it's been a huge crime that's been talked about for the last 2 weeks. And there are people out there that want to free Mangione. There's like $100,000 defense fund, if not more at this point, since talking about this, to support him. There seems to be like a huge support for him and his cause to have murdered the CEO. But my thing is do we have fingerprints? Now, let me see this real quick. Because then this is a whole different story. Like, it's one thing to have different eyebrows, but the fingerprints are something different, okay? So what evidence do we have against Mangione? Let's talk about this real quick. So they charged him. He's 26-year-old. They charged him for the deadly shooting outside of the New York City Hilton Hotel, all right? And they say there's a trail of evidence which ties him to the crime, including the suspect's fingerprints and handwritten notebook entries. Okay, so he wrote a manifesto. There's fingerprints. I mean, if the eyebrow situation doesn't work out, then I think if there's a fingerprint, we got our guy. All right, I'm sorry, but we might actually have our guy. Okay, yeah. You said a killer named Luigi needs to be in the books. Y'all hit the like button, please, and thank you. Listen, I don't know. But I guess the question is, you know, you will never hear me justify murder. Okay, let me be very clear. I think that if he did this, it's horrible. All right. However, in my opinion, CEOs and politicians and presidents and religious leaders and heads of companies get away with a lot of shit under the guise of they're protected by the law, right? They get away with a lot of shit. That's the reality of it. A CEO can, makes the policies that are for the company that trickle down, and they're very top heavy, that trickle down to whether you or your family are going to be able to receive a kidney transplant or life-saving medication, right? And they don't really know the people that those decisions impact, right? This was one thing that I remember when I worked in government for 10 years and, when I was climbing up the ranks. And this is the one thing that I never wanted to forget. I said, let me tell you something. I don't ever want to be so far removed from people that they don't even know that I'm the one that sits at the meetings that approves monies or who's going to get this or what financial or what's going to happen. Like, I want them to know that I know what they're going through. And because I know what they're going through, this is what I'm supporting for them, right? But these guys are like 25 layers removed from the people that are actually, those policies affect. So that's the thing. It's like, that's the other side of this argument. I will never support anybody being murdered. But these guys are sitting there while people are dying on their deathbeds. And all they have to do is sign off on medication, treatment, and stuff like that. I think what Luigi has done, right? Like, if he's found guilty, it really has probed a bigger conversation. But you know what? I'm so tired of us like throwing our hands up and saying, well, they make those decisions, the people that we elect. When are we, the people, going to get our shit together to know that we, the people, are bigger than them? We, the people, can do more than them, right? Like, we can also take a stand on the things that don't make sense to us. And that's the thing that for me, drives me to social work. That it's like, no, I want to like challenge the status quo when it comes to things like this. We should all challenge the status quo. That if they say you can't do this, no, fuck you and fuck everybody else. I'm gonna do it, right? But it's hard. It's a hard one. Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I got on my soapbox, but that's how I feel about this. So this man, again, was shackled and seated in a Manhattan court when he leaned over to a microphone to enter his plea. So now we know what his plea is, okay? And it is said the Manhattan District Court charged him last week with multiple counts of murder, including murder as an act of terrorism. As an act of terrorism in a state case that will run alongside his federal prosecutors. His initial appearance in New York State trial court was preempted by federal prosecutors bringing their own charges over the shooting. The federal charges could carry the possibility of a death penalty, while the maximum sentence for the state charges is life in prison without parole. And let me tell you, crazy how Brian Thompson, who is the CEO, and all these CEOs of healthcare companies, of big pharmas, y'all be sitting there while people are dying in need of medication. It's weird. It's weird. You know, it's all weird. Not that I support the murder of Brian Thompson, because I don't, but it's just weird. That's how I feel about it. Anyways, let me keep going. His initial appearance in New York State trial court was preemptive. We read that part. Okay, prosecutors have said that 2 cases will proceed on parallel tracks, with the state charges expected to go to trial first. One of Mangione's attorneys told a judge that the government officials, including New York Mayor Eric Adams, have turned Mangione into a political pawn, robbing him of his rights as a defendant and tainting the jury pool. What did Eric Adams... Eric Adams. What is Eric Adams saying? Doesn't he have like a whole criminal case against him right now? Y'all, this man has been in office, I think, for like 8 years. And there have been people that have been taking money from the city. You know, he's got his own charges going abundant. He's over here taking pictures. He's giving keys to the cities with Diddy. Where the hell is that picture? Right here. Why does Eric Adams have an opinion about this? Can y'all let me know? I know. It's like, what is going on, Jessica? Eric Adams, go sit down, Eric Adams. Like, you have a criminal case happening. Thank you. Is he going to answer this? Eric Adams. Did he hire Alex Spiro? Is he what? Let me see. Hold up. I don't want to make that shit up. Let me see, because I feel like I read somewhere. Eric Adams and Alex, the Agnopoulos. Yes, he did. Oh, snap. Look at this. Hold up. You're kidding. I thought this was like a freaking rumor. Eric Adams. Oh my God. I cannot. I keep having to buy different memberships for different publications. Federal defense attorney Alex Spiro comments on NYC Adams case. Alex Spiro accuses prosecutors of unethical comments in Adams' bribery case. Oh my God. You know, let me say this, okay? And this is from law.com, so you know it's legit here. Alex Spiro accuses prosecutors of unethical comments in Adams' bribery case. Federal prosecutors have been slinging false and unethical comments since the event of their public corruption case. The advent of their public corruption case. So Spiro is defending Eric Adams. Okay. This, like, I swear, BJ and her webs. This is like my mind, y'all. Let me tell you what's going on with Alex Spiro. Alex Spiro defends and is successful in the defense of Alec Baldwin. Okay. Alex Spiro is also suing a blogger by the name of Milagro Grams for Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is with Rock Nation. Rock Nation is Jay-Z. Alex Spiro represents Jay-Z, and he's helping in this. Then you have the Agnopoulos. The Agnopoulos are also representing, what is it? Luigi Mangione. You know, you could really do a web of different things. I'm wondering when the ethics kind of falls in here. So now you have Alex Spiro, who's also representing Mayor Eric Adams, who took a picture with Diddy and gave him this key to the city. It's weird. It's weird. Well, and Meredith, is he? Because y'all see the attorney that he has. I mean, he's the thing about Spiro is that he's great at spinning things. He's great at spinning things. And yeah. Right, Lisa, little Lisa, it's so convoluted. Emily says, dude, be quiet. Everyone has their own opinion, okay? Okay. I don't know why, like, if you don't want to hear YouTubers, you don't have to come here. Like, matter of fact, I would prefer that if you want silence, thank you. It's so weird. Well, I mean, why come to a channel and say be quiet? Well, then have your own opinion, girl. Nobody's like telling you anything. You had to have subscribed. You know what I mean? To have been made a comment. So why would you subscribe to a channel? Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Shout out to my mods. Shout out to my mods. Right. Everybody is losing their mind. I would agree with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for keeping it cute in the chat. And shout out to my mods who helped me out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's talk about Amber Heard. And that's going to lead us to Blake Lively. Okay. Because everybody's having a reaction. All right. Personally. Oh, see? Look at. Shout out to Jill. Jill said, hey, thank you for the $5, love. NY, I can buy you a key to the city. NY, I can buy you a key to the city. New York can buy you a key to the city. I mean, how much? How much does the key to the city cost? Let me know. Vicky says, I could care less who he's representing. It's his tactics, right? I know, right? Guys, let's talk about Amber Heard, all right? So Amber Heard was interviewed by Chloe Malis. Chloe Malis, everybody's favorite reporter, journalist, whatever, okay? Interviewed about Blake Lively. Ooh, baby bunny's mad. Blake Lively and just being upset and everything, okay? So I'm kind of wondering about the fact that like people are still seeking opinion of Amber Heard when she has been found to have defamed Johnny Depp. Let me be very clear. I don't have an opinion about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. All I know is what the court found. Okay. That's what I'm speaking on. Do I believe that Amber Heard is a victim? I think that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are both very toxic. They were very toxic to each other. And what we saw play out was a very toxic situation. But I will say that in my opinion, Amber Heard really did try to do different things to destroy that man's reputation. And that's not okay. But I still believe that they're both toxic as AF for each other. And I'm glad that they're not together. And I'm glad that, things happen the way that they did. But this is what gets to me. Amber Heard giving an opinion about Blake Lively is like I'm trying to understand the scope behind that, right? Because I feel like there are people that support different things. So I'm trying to understand, like, she was found to have defamed Johnny Depp. Ren says it was the girl. Crumbles read your whole comment. But they're both toxic. This is why I don't have an opinion. Because when I saw, what's so crazy is I watched some of it, not all of it, and I didn't cover it. But my mom, shout out to my mom because she watches my channel. Mom, mom, you know that you were so into the Johnny Depp trial, you could not stop talking about it. Can you believe this? Can you believe that? And my mom's like, she was so into it. She's so into it. And I just, I said, I don't know, man. To me, they sound like two people that were married that were very toxic to each other. But people had an opinion about it. Okay. So let's talk about Amber Heard speaks out on Blake Lively allegations against Justin Bandoloni. I saw this firsthand. What did she see firsthand? I don't know, but she had an opinion. Bandoloni retained the same PR crisis manager that Johnny Depp used during his high-profile defamation trial against Heard in 2022. In an exclusive statement to NBC News, Heard called social media misinformation as horrifying as it is destructive. Okay. Now, I remember when Depp and Heard happened, okay? It was like they were replaying some of the things that Amber was saying, replaying it, saying different things. She got caught in a couple of lies and things like that. And so it all played out and people would make like memes about it, right? So people felt some type of way about this. I don't know if she felt like there was a huge social media campaign against her. Maybe there was. Maybe there was more support for Johnny Depp, potentially. I could see that because he had more fans. But did that cloud, like to me, did that seep into what happened in the courtroom? No. Let's not forget that what happens in the courtroom is completely different than what happens in social media. And even though in social media, it's like the court of public opinion over here, right? Is there a difference? What do you think? Let me know. Okay. Amber Heard said social media is where a lie becomes a truth in response to the complaint Blake Lively filed against her. It ends with us co-star Justin Bandaloni telling NBC News on Monday she saw this firsthand. Lively accused Bandaloni, the film director, of sexual harassment, hostile work environment, and trying to tarnish her reputation with a targeted social media campaign in an undated complaint filed with the California Civil Rights Department. Let me just say that I saw that 80-page thing. Oh my God. And I would read it in bits and pieces because it's very interesting to consume. Okay. The complaint stated that Bandaloni retained prominent PR crisis manager Melissa Nathan, the same woman, the same woman Johnny Depp hired during his high profile trial defamation trial against Heard, his former wife. In an exclusive statement shared with NBC News, Heard, who now lives in Spain, said social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand and up close. It's horrifying as it is destructive. You watched it? You said her own that's what I thought. I thought her own testimony sunk her because I don't know. I mean, I've heard this too, Iron Rabbit, that it was her own testimony that did that. Honestly, you said us that watched the trial have very many strong opinions that Depp was no angel, but he is not trying to destroy her. She wanted to do to him what she wanted to do to him. Let me tell you, like, it was weird because you have, okay, I said it wrong, Gia, sorry. Is it Baldoni? I'm calling it Bandaloni. I'm pronouncing it. Okay. Thank you, Gia, for helping me. My dog stepped on a bee is all I think of when I hear. Y'all are messy in this chat. They're both weird. Yeah, I mean, they're different. Okay, the little bump interview is somebody who has a connection of some kind to this PR firm. I think both Heard and Lively made it too easy on their enemies since they are who they're being accused of. I didn't punch you, I hit you, Amber Heard. Oh my God. The unqualified therapist. But let me know. I mean, like I said, I don't take an opinion about either or. Some of you guys may be for Amber Heard and some of you guys may not be. For me, I don't take sides because to be honest with you, I didn't watch the whole thing. I heard about it. I heard that there was a lot of interest in it. And yeah, that's what I heard. But I mean, other than that, who am I to give an opinion about? What I know is what the court ruled. And the court ruled was that, Amber defamed Johnny Depp. And I think that we have to honor and understand that. Is it fair? No. But what I did see between these two individuals, it was a fucking toxic marriage as AF. They were both toxic to each other. That's what it sounds like. And they needed to get out of that. That's for sure. And I mean, I feel sorry for any of the children that they had in between because it's not a good environment for any of them to be a part of, right? So yeah, I will say that. Okay, so she says, this is what Amber Heard had to say. Now, because the same firm was hired, if I'm understanding correctly. The complaint stated that, Baldoni, Justin Baloney, says Elizabeth. Listen, I'm gonna pronounce it Baldoni. I think I said it correctly. Excuse me. All right. Baldoni retained a prominent PR crisis manager, Melissa Nathan, the same woman Johnny Depp hired during his high profile defamation trial. Okay. And that's why they pulled Amber Heard to this. She's still married to Ryan Reynolds, my understanding. Says, look, Gia says, I'm going to choose to not form an opinion. I don't like Blake, but the accusations may still be true. I feel like it's turned into something that I would rather that I would be better off not forming an opinion on. Gia, you're right. Like, I've heard that Blake Lively is not a very nice person. Okay. For me, I other than the Sisters of the Traveling Pants, I can't really name you other 5 movies that she's been in. Something about, was it Benjamin Button or is that a different one? I don't know. I'm just not like a fanatic of some of these things. But you're right. But what she listed out in that lawsuit is very concerning, like very concerning of any toxic work environment where sexual harassment is happening. It's not okay. So I do appreciate that she's speaking out, but she might not be a nice person. But those are two different things. Those are two different things. Okay, let's keep going. So the complaint states that Baldoni, Gia, I said it correctly, retain that firm. Okay, let's keep going. And then it says, in an exclusive statement shared with NBC News, Heard, who lives in Spain, had to say that social media is an absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive. In that case, a jury unanimously found that Heard had defamed Depp, and he was afforded $5 million in punitive damages and $10 million in damages. Heard also awarded $2 million in damages in her counterclaim, but nothing in punitive damages. Let me just say this. And I've said this before. I don't think, and I'll say it again, I don't think Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for money. No, he just wanted his name back. He wanted to clear his name. That's what it was. According to Lively's complaint, Bandoni hired a crisis communication team to launch a retaliatory social manipulation campaign against Lively during the film's promotion aimed at destroying her reputation. Nathan delivered Bandoni a plan consisting of social media mitigation, including a proactive fan posting and social media manipulations to help change narratives during the film's promotion and the complaint. I have a confession to make. These are my confessions. Y'all ready for my confession? I won't say names, but I have a confession to make. I do. In more than one time, I have been approached by prominent people, okay, the celebrities, to take on campaigns like this. So the campaigns like this do exist. I am not confessing my sin. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been like, 7 months since my last confession. Okay. It does happen. I get people in my DMs that say, hey, can you yada yada yada, and they don't say we'll pay you this much, because they can't, because if things get subpoenaed and stuff like that, they won't say that. But it's kind of like, one of those like unwritten agreements, Yes, very Catholic of me. You're absolutely right. I don't know. Depp was fine. He had several films by the time the trial started, and they all sucked, says Venus Blue. Why don't she leave and file the complaint then? Not the victim blaming, but asking questions that would be asked of a reasonable person. Vicky, and that's a great question, because they would ask you that in like an attorney would ask you that, right? Like, why would you stay type of situation? But the complaint is concerning, That's a good point. Contractual obligations. There you go. Maybe that's what it is. She couldn't go. Anyways, but this happened. Just letting y'all know that that is a real thing. People do, and it's becoming, in my opinion, a lot more prominent. That people, there's an article out there. Somebody sent it to me, and was it Kiva? Come Get This Commentary sent me this article that talked about how in 2024 a lot more people watch YouTubers than they did watch traditional mainstream media, because a lot of YouTubers are anti, mainstream media. Like, we're not running those narratives. We're giving our opinions, and some folks, like some of you guys in the chat, are engaging in that, and y'all like that. So to me, it's like, okay, we understand that people are getting their news here. With that being said, is that I could foresee a lot more lawsuits happening, especially if you're lying on people. Like, if you're putting out there misinformation, or if you're receiving payments, or if you're like hitting links and doing interviews to give lies, you get sued. And I could see that, especially with a lot of the, surveys and datas, where it's like YouTubers are getting a lot more traction than your CNNs or your News Nations and stuff like that. Something to think about. But anyways, so apparently Nathan delivered a plan consisting of social media mitigations, which including proactive fans posting, social media manipulations to help change narratives during the film. Okay. The film's promotion made headlines at the time because the two stars appeared to avoid each other as rumors swirled on social media that they did not get along on the set. Fans also noticed that Bandoloni, sorry y'all, was doing press separately from his co-star, and that some of the film stars, including Lively and Jenny Slate, did not follow him on Instagram. That's important. Who follows who? People are paying attention to this. Y'all remember in the age of MySpace? I remember when the age of MySpace was a thing. If your top 10 friends was not your top 10 friend, people would talk. Did you fall out with that girl? Like, that's what this is. And I didn't even think it was a big deal until a couple people are like, how come so-and-so is not on your top 10 friends? I don't know, because MySpace pre-selected it for me. Y'all remember that? Like, it was very cliquish. That was a thing, It is. And, Jessica, I'm so glad you mentioned this, because I don't know if you guys have watched That Surprise Witness TV. She did a breakdown yesterday of, like, the things that were said, the active steps that she's taking to, dismantle any lies about Celebrity B and stuff like that. I'm like, the girl said that she thought like, she didn't say it's for a fact, and then she showed the articles, and then you have like the likes of Mitchell's reviews or reactions or whatever the fuck his name is, doing videos that he gets over the 10,000 views or more on her opinion, and then they make it like it's fact. That is scary. And then to have the likes of Nancy Aquanet Grace. Like, what are you doing, Nancy? Why would you run with that? Out of all the people, do better, Nancy. Thank you, Cheeks, for dropping BJ's channel. It just made me feel like, I was watching BJ, made me feel so bad for her. But I think that sorry, y'all, it just slipped. Sorry. I mean, y'all listen. Okay. I'm just joking, y'all. I don't know if she uses Aquanet, but if she did, that'd be cool. Cause I use hairspray all the time. I mean, I do, I don't have the glamour shot look. Okay. But I do. And I love me some Aquanet, even though it's horrible for the environment. Okay. Most hairspray things are, but yes. You said, I don't know why till this day, age, still consider Nancy trustworthy. Well, I think she's got a huge fan base. You know what I mean? My face hurts, y'all. What? I said it yesterday. I said, and I think I misspoke too, because I might have said that she's like, I meant to say I think I called her an esquire. Well, esquires are attorneys, but I meant to say that her information is more like the inquire. You know, like people go to her for more gossip than they do. Like she's nowhere near like a law tuber. Like if I go to Emily D. Baker, I know I'm going to get Emily D. Baker's breakdown and explanation of the lawsuit, but I'm also going to get like her opinion and the cursey words and the purple. Like I love Emily D. Baker because she explains things different. And then, you know, she has her connection with her, you know, law nerds. I love her. But to me, Nancy Grace is more of like, you know, The Sun or like these tabloid publications that you see when you're about to, you know, leave and your kid is asking for a candy bar. You know what I mean? Like that's what you see with Nancy. So yeah, that's how I see it. But you know, she gets her views, right? Like I can't, because we all do the same. But my thing is, it's like you're right about that. Like I can't be mad at her because I'm a YouTuber, and you know, y'all can be mad about clickbait, but clickbait gets you paid. You know, and I do my best not to do it, but there are times where it's like, oh, how do I name this so that it grabs everybody's attention? Everybody's in competition with everybody. You know what I mean? We just are. But I mean, hopefully she fixes her information because I would feel some type of way. You know, BJ went to law school, graduated, and, you know, she's done all those things to see that another, you know, attorney or lawyer, I don't know if she's practicing anymore, to do that and then twist your words at that surprise witness. At that surprise witness. And I'm like, girl, you're moving your head and your hair doesn't even move. That's that Aquanet hairspray. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. The facts are not, no, the facts still should be facts. Deborah says, well, there you go. Everybody feels a little bit different. Yeah. Is it that surprise witness? Thank you. Did she say TV at the end? I can't remember if she said TV because I remember she looked at the camera at that surprise witness. And I'm like, the hair's not even moving. It's not. All right. Thank you. Facts ain't defamation. That's right. Yeah, so anything can happen. Nancy and Kate were the pioneers of the Karens. Yo, man, it's a cultural thing. I swear. It's like it lives in our, you know, social media culture, right? That's what I have to say about that. Okay. Let's keep going because y'all are getting me distracted. So they unfollow each other, and Brian, who's also representing Baldoni, Wayfair Studios, and all its representatives, called the allegations of Lively's complaint categorically false. Now, he needs to defend himself. I'm sure he will. But my thing is this, okay? Like, why are y'all bringing an Amber Heard here when, you know, in my opinion, I mean, she was found to have lied and she contradicted herself. She said different things. I mean, there was also social media. Like, what point are y'all trying to make with this? That because Amber Heard said Amber Heard is not well liked. Still. Now, that doesn't mean that she can't recuperate her career. I mean, but honestly, she's not the poster woman of truth. Can we just say that? It's a bold strategy, but it's not the first time that they've done that. You know? Did I say it correctly, Jenny? Thank you, y'all. Thank you for your patience, y'all. But she's not the poster child of truth. Like she's not like the poster woman of somebody who you know, is truthful in anything that she's done or said. I mean, is it just me? Is it just me who feels that way? Let me know. Do you have an eye rolling emoji? It should be in the chat. If you're a member, I think we already have one in the membership. I think they're trying to appeal to a specific feminist audience by relying on Heard's words. I like to hear opposing views of the Me Too movement. There's a creator here that I like. Like, I don't agree with everything that she does, but I completely like to hear kind of her opposing view. Like, she is a huge defender of Marilyn Manson. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? Who is it? Is it Colonel Kurtz? Because the first time I started following her was when she was at Popcorn Planet. And even though, like I said, I don't agree with everything that she says, but I do like to, like, I like to hear an opposing view. I may not agree with the things that she says, but I like to hear an opposing view so I can understand the argument. And that's the thing. It's like, in order to argue effectively, hear an opposing view. Even if you don't like it, hear an opposing view. but she has a different opinion. And there are people out here that, are very much feminists about certain things. Shout out to my feminists. I don't agree with all the stuff that they put out there. I don't. I really, really don't. But I like to hear an opposing view because it helps me understand. And let me tell you, coming from a family that, like, we all have different views of different things, but I hate going to gatherings where we all argue about opposing views. We can never just have a conversation. Everybody got to leave mad. Yo, don't take your barbecue. Don't leave the barbecue and then take your dish. Like, let's sit down and talk, but sometimes we can't do that. So one thing that I have learned, that I've taught myself over the years, is don't shy away from the things that make you uncomfortable, right? Like, don't. You never know what you can learn, even if they offend you. There are times where people have offended me online, and I sit there and I have to understand that it's not a me problem, that it's an opinion. Thank you. It's called being grown. So what I'm saying is, especially when it comes to the Me Too movement and all that stuff, I like to hear an opposing view. And for me, that specific creator, she's done a lot coverage of different things. I don't agree with everything. Please note that I don't. But I like to hear her opinion because I very much, like, I respect where what she's saying, but I don't agree with it. We could do two. All right. But y'all, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I feel like we talked about a lot today. Okay. And I got some stuff I got to do today. I might go live later. I'm not really sure. But y'all, let me know what you guys think, okay? Let me know. Do you agree? Do you don't agree? Let me know. Where do you guys stand? Do you guys believe Blake Lively? You don't? Do you stand with Amber Heard? Even if you do, shout out to you. I still support you standing with whomever you want to. Just don't take the barbecue when you leave. Like stay here and let's all enjoy the food, because I want to be able to eat a little bit of everything. That's how I feel. Yes, you know what I'm saying. Belen, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a Mexican household thing. When if my family member gets angry, they still leave. They still leave with a plate of food. But sometimes, depending on who the family member is, they be leaving with like their whole plate. And I'm like, girl, I wanted some enchiladas. Like, what the hell are you doing? I wanted some birria. Like, I wanted your tamales. Like, why you gotta go? That's like the kid at the playground who gets mad at you and is sharing the ball, but doesn't want to share it with you, and then they just go. And I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to do it. I'm taking my time. That's the kind of shit that we have to foster. Like, let's just all eat, even if we don't like our opinion. Let's all eat. All right, cool. Okay. Yes, that lawsuit is very concerning, and I believe what she's saying too. But that's just my opinion. Even though I think she's a bit of a mean girl, that's just my opinion, though. You now y'all are hungry. I'm hungry too. I gotta go eat. Anyways, guys, thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. Please go to the community wall and go write some questions for me so that we can ask our Jill. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Y'all are amazing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I know, just leave the damn food. Don't go anywhere. Leave the food. Bye, guys. Bye.